We here? Yeah. Let's get straight to it. I'm right back at you like I never left, and I'm gonna go this hard to my last breath. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Canoe, Consul Moon. You already know what you want to give me. Step in this room. We now doing my canoe. Yeah. I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear. Yeah. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. This is another episode of My Thoughts, and that's the title states. Who Am I? Part 3 on My Thoughts 286. I started Monday. I missed Tuesday. Monday, I gave you a brief understanding of who I am. Probably missed a few things, but I was sporadically just going all over the place, paraphrasing, not giving you everything, just step by step from 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Just giving a brief synopsis, if you will, on who I was. Wednesday, which was yesterday, we did Who Am I? Part 2, and I told you that I'm not a Muslim. And I gave you a stance, my stance basically on why I'm not a Muslim. Today, I'll do the same thing on Christianity. Okay, so let's listen to the ancestors and we'll get straight to it. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I thank you for watching.
There's one thing you have to get through your mind and keep it. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception.
It's one thing you have to get in your mind and keep it, you see. And that's that. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception. You hear me? That's a hell of a quote from a hell of a gentleman, Dr. John Henry Clark. Great master teacher, great scholar, great husband, great father, great ancestor, warrior, king. May his soul rest and may his spirit continue to be lifted. Okay, let's look at this. Yesterday, I said I'm not Islamic because of the Prophet Muhammad. The Prophet Muhammad would be equivalent to Jesus the Christ in Christianity. He's the face, basically, of that religion. Cannot have Islam without the Prophet Muhammad. This is how they project it to the world, if you will. This is how they push it. The same thing with this Christianity. Reason for me saying that is this Christianity saying that Jesus the Christ was always there in the beginning, was the Word, and the Word was got all this carrying on. It's a lie, but they're all lies because they're allegory, mythology, and fiction, and flat out lies. You hear me? So today I'm gonna do the same thing with Christianity because the image or the face of Christianity is a dead white man on the cross. I'm not okay with that. I don't look like that. Okay. I like a deity, if I'm going to have one, to look like me. It's no doubt that I'm black. I'm an African. You hear me? A dead white man will not suffice my spiritual needs. It just, I have awakened now. I don't see myself going to a dead white man on the cross and prostrating myself and praying to a dead white man. It's not going to get me anywhere. It's never gotten us any place as a people. So I'm not going to continue to do the same thing and expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. You hear me, African people? Let's continue. So I want to share a video of myself, and I'm going to just play a demonstration of what you have to do to be a Christian. And then I'll explain why I'm not okay with that. You hear me? Let's look at this video. It's on my page. You can go watch it and find it. Let's look at this. Listen to this.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Look at this chicken eating ass brother here. This man is sweating, look like he done drunk too much communion and them crackers. Because when you drink too much of that communion juice and them crackers, you tend to sweat. Okay. That's just a short snippet of a long form video I don't know the name of it. It's my thoughts, I'm sure, but my reason for showing you this is that was a grown man. He's much older than me. Even that's the way he looked. I don't know his age, but I would guess he's much older than I am. He had to diminish, or should I say, had to put his whole entire human being. He had to put that in a secondary position to this Jesus the Christ. And if you know what I'm speaking about, if you enter the Bible, you know it's all kind of scriptures when the Lord said, hey, leave everything and follow me. If you put yourself first, you will surely die. But if you put me first, you will live forever. Because he's saying if you believe and live in the life of Jesus Christ, you'll have everlasting life, whatever. You have to, your whole human being, your total existence, you have to put that on a minuscule level. You have to diminish yourself and put this dead white man first. I'm not okay with that. You have to drop your whole manhood. You hear me? And I know you might go into that a little too deep. I'm not saying that you have to be some sissy or something. No, that's not what I'm saying. You have to put a dead white man on the cross first before you. Yourself, your wife, your children. It said, leave your kids, leave your wife, leave your mother, your brother, all that. If anybody put these things first, you can't follow me. This is another thing Jesus said. If you put all these things before me, you can't follow me. You ain't worth being my apostle. Excuse me. You're not worth following me. But if you put me first, then you can follow me. I'm not okay with that. I'm not going to put a dead white man on the cross before my wife, my children, especially not myself. You hear me? So when you look at a lot of this stuff, when you're not looking at it from this believer's mind and so driven into believing this stuff, you start looking at it just for practical reasonings. You just look at it on a practical understanding and say, this is some damn nonsense. Why would I put a man before me? Why would I put a man before my mother? Why would I put a man before my wife or children? And this is the stupidity and nonsense that our people, I'm speaking about the African people, and all people across the world of all races and ethnic groups, whatever you want to call it. This is what they do for this dead white man on the cross. He came and died for our sin. That's a lie. There's never been a man in human being form that ever walked the earth of any race, creed, or color by the name of Jesus the Christ. That's a myth. It never happened. You hear me? 100% myth. It's not even close. And all this, oh, we're supposed to ignore 2,000 years of history. There's no history to say this man ever lived. When the Romans was taking notes and writing about these things, they never wrote one word about some man named Jesus the Christ. No historians. You got a few Tacitus, you got Eusebius from Caesarea, you got Eusebius of Pamphili, you got Josephus. All these things are forges. What am I saying? They're forgeries. There you go. These were put in later. Those names or pen names used just to have a name. Okay, Josephus was around. He was a Jewish historian. That's a pen name somebody used later, picked up his name, put that in there, and tried to make a forgery. And any competent historian will tell you that Josephus, all that stuff is a forgery. It's nonsensical garbage. But if you want to believe literature, then you go ahead. See, I'm not into believing literature. That's just some man-made written literature. You hear me? What I'm looking for is facts based on human being remains. Have there ever been a man named Abraham that they ever dug out of the ground? No. Have there ever been a man named Jacob that they dug up out of the ground? No. Have there ever been a man named Isaac that they dug out of the ground and put him before the world? No. Have there ever been a man named Noah, Moses, all these type of names, Mother Mary, Jesus the Christ, all these people? Have you ever seen any of these names? Ham, Shem, Japheth. Have you seen these names dug from the ground through archaeology and presented to the world and they're hanging in museums anywhere? No. But let me tell you what they do have. Glass shards, pottery, brushes, supposed mirrors. Oh, was supposedly used from the first century. That's nonsensical garbage for the believer. See, the believer is a person that will try to prove the event. He will never try to prove life. What do I mean by that? The story of Noah and his ark. They will never prove Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth lives and their wives. They will never prove that, but they will try to prove the event. Say, hey, we found Noah's ark. Here go the wood. This was the outlining of it. Never proving the people lives, whose the story is about. Why prove the event without proving the life of the people who was in the event? You hear me? That's my question. So if you can't answer that, you don't have anything historical. That's my thoughts on all this. So no, I'm not a Christian. Hell no. You can take Jesus to Christ. You can take his father, Yahweh, Yahushai, this Yahshua, Hamashiach, Bakish, Shadish, this Elohim, this Jesus the Christ, there's all this nonsense. And you can go to hell with them. Simple as that. Now, these are my thoughts and my opinions. You don't have to follow it. I'm not coming on here and say, hey, follow me. I don't have any place to lead you to. But you can take Jesus, the Bible, his father, Elohim, all this nonsense, and you can go to hell and put him in the garbage can. That's my thoughts on all this stuff. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Canoon, Consul Moon. You already know what you're going to give me. Step in this room. You're now dealing with Canoon. This is what I do, and I love to do it. And before I take back what I said, I add some more to it. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I thank you for watching. If you feel like you want to do something for me, like and subscribe, because it won't cost you a fee. Education and preparation is the first step to retaliation. Before you pick up a weapon or a silly religion, such as any of these two I've talked about thus far, pick up some knowledge. If anybody's offended by anything you heard, I mean every word. Yeah. See y'all tomorrow.